Hey guys, Matt from Bear vs. Wolf here. Today we got the Behringer BC1200 microphones. We're going to test them out on the kit, see if they sound good, see if they don't, and compare them. Well, not really compare. I'm used to my Shure PG mics. That's what you've heard on my videos in the past. But we got the Behringers just so I don't have to keep swapping out mics when I come back from gigs, try to shoot videos. So they are pretty cheap, as I explained in the unboxing video, 129 bucks. Real quick, just going to jump you over to the unboxing portion of this video, and then we'll be back with thoughts after this. So obviously it comes in this little marketing sleeve. Take this guy off. Quickly show you. Case comes with this nice case. It is not metal, so you're not gonna be able to drop this out of a moving car like an attaché case or something. But it's got pretty stiff corners. Everything feels pretty good on it. Not bad at all. Nice to have something rigid, something hard. All right, so the reveal. We've got 7 microphones in this kit. We have the kick mic. It's pretty small, KM1200 it's called. As you can see, for a kick mic, it's kind of on the smaller side, but we'll see how it sounds. We've got 4 TM1200s. These are more like the tom snare style mics. Basically about the size you would think of for a mic, like those little Audio Technicas or something like that for a tom mic. Maybe a little smaller than like the Shure series, the PG series. You've got windscreens for your condensers if you should need them. And speaking of, here are those condensers. We call them they call them the CM1200s. There you go. Got it framed there for a second. So I think these are connected to the housing and the mounts that they're in. I have fiddled with them a little bit. I don't want to wrench on them too hard, but I believe they're connected. I don't think those come out, which is in some sense kind of a bummer because you have to have the right setup to make these work. But cool. All these little mounts, like you know how they work. They click on the little rim of the drum. Like pretty much a lot of these things work. I read some reviews on the BC1500s that the mounts are a little bit different and kind of a little bit sketchy. So hopefully Behringer will go back to these mounts with these supposedly nicer mics of the BC1500s. But anyways, nonetheless, we have these. They come, as you can see on this one here, they come with these little metal inserts on the posts sort of already. But that makes things kind of cumbersome. If you were to take a brand new mic out, you have to do this thing where you spin, the whole mechanism to get it to go in. So what I found, or what I want to do, what I suggest you do, is take that off, put it in the housing of the mount, right? Trying to stay in frame for you. All the way, and you can do the thing where you use a coin, but it does go past the outer housing here, so you are going to have to dip something in there, maybe like a screwdriver. Just using a nail for now to get that all the way in there. And then when you put it on the mount, you can then just screw this little piece right in, and then you're done. Voila, easy, right? So that's what I suggest doing. Here's a little problem I have found, a little bit of a negative on these. When you start unscrewing these, that little insert starts coming out, which does not happen on my Shure PG series mic. So that's a little bit of a bummer, right? So now you can see this has come out a little bit. So you got to screw that back in. Pretty amazing. By the way, don't think I mentioned 129 bucks. 199 bucks for the bigger set, 129 bucks. That is an amazing deal if these sound even remotely like drums when you put these on a kit. That's pretty astounding. 129 bucks is ridiculous. These are a little hard to find right now. It took me a while to get them in because they're hard to get. So we'll see how they sound. All right, so here we are. Welcome to the kit. Now we got the mics on the kit. So just going to give you some quick samples of single drums on their own. Bear in mind, if you haven't watched my channel before, I'm in a basement. I have just the standard, wood beams, subflooring that you'd see in a basement above my head. Concrete floor, I'm on a carpet. but I did go ahead and put up acoustic rugs, acoustic blankets, I guess is the word, acoustic blankets all over the walls in this room. So you can kind of hear in my mic probably. The room is a little bit live, but the blankets help tremendously deaden this room. So just to say that I'm not in like a professional studio here. So if you were to use them at home, use these mics at home, you know, if you're in not the best situation at home, this is what you can expect to get. So we're gonna leave them stock untouched for the first, say, 20, 30 seconds or so. And then I will mix them and you'll get an idea of how that will sound. So here we go. All right, so this is kind of the post video here. Had a chance to check out all the clips, the audio. Pretty impressed. Pretty impressed. Overall, they sound basically like what I'm used to. I've mixed a lot of drum videos in this room on these speakers, typically using the Shure mics, and sound like I want them to sound. The drums came out good once I had them all mixed up. I'm fighting a pretty tough room down there. It doesn't sound amazing. So once I get them mixed, they pretty much sound like I want them to sound. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, please. Let me know. 129 bucks, not a bad deal. One small issue I had with these mics, as you might have even noticed in some of the videos I was messing with, they do come loose a little bit. They start to swivel on the drums a little bit, especially on the tom mics. I was having trouble. You really got to crank them down and make them. So obviously, a little bit lesser build quality than something like the Shure mics or going on up the chain, at least in the housing, the mount housing part of it. They were coming a little bit loose and starting to move. So not a huge deal, but a little bit of a pain. Got to make sure that they're on the drums when you are playing and they're not sliding around, slipping around. So that's basically it. Let me know what you thought down below. Thanks for watching.